Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to bring you another Knowledge Shared. I'm Charlie Matthews with Empowering Pumps and Equipment, and I have some wonderful guests. I love to bring on guests that run their own events because these are my people. I understand them. They understand me. So we'll just start by introducing who you are and what you do there.
So I am Sani Matura, and today we are coming to you from Trinidad and Tobago. Both of us. I have Josh Wagner with me, and we will be talking about LRVS 2022. Yeah.
And Josh,
Oh yeah,
what is
so
your role
as
here?
Scotty said, Josh Wagner, and yeah, so we've been running LRVS for the past 2 years. This is our third year,
Yeah.
and the growth has been amazing. The interest, the speaker pool, the talent has been incredible, right?
Well,
And this year we have so many amazing. I can't overuse the word epic with this
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
yes. Well, that
Yeah.
is a great word to use this year.
Yeah.
I'm for it. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about, I just saw, that Spacex is one of your speakers, okay, let's straight out the gate, talk about how cool that is.
It's pretty, so I personally am like a space geek, right? And so for me to be able to say, hey, we've got, Dr. Juan Preciado from SpaceX talking about, lubrication in space and harsh environments is like bringing these two worlds together, right? In the lubrication reliability world and space, right?
Yeah.
So
So,
it's
okay. So,
pretty epic.
Sonia, I know this is your background in the lubrication. So I'm going to let you have the floor and just tell people, because this is, the background of the conference. Tell people why it's important.
So anything that moves needs to be lubricated. We know how that works on Earth. How does that work in space? It's totally different. We have microgravity. On Earth, we have gravity. How do we cater for those differences? I know Dr. Plant's going to tell us all about it and some of the challenges that they have to overcome. Like, it's something that a lot of people don't think about because we think about, okay, we have pumps running, we have equipment, we have machinery. We know how that works here, but it's a total different game when you get into the space realm.
Yeah, and
So
I love how
I'm very excited as well.
yes. And well, I love how it's like we know how that runs with equipment, but a lot of people don't. And I think that you and the experts on this speaking committee, if you will, because it's so many different speakers, are going to be educating people and really sharing their knowledge. So how does one coordinate, 70 plus speakers? Like, how do
So
you?
we have 80 speakers, 80
Okay.
plus speakers, and the first thing we do to coordinate is that we get Josh to come to Trinidad. That's the first thing,
Oh,
because
shucks.
yeah, we need him in Trinidad. He needs to try food and help us to coordinate all of this. We're going to be spanning across time zones, and because we had such a great, overwhelming response and so many great topics this year, I know Josh is going to let us know the dates for LRVS.
So because
Yeah.
we've had an amazing influx of talent, right? And the topics span from, of course, lubrication, reliability, asset management, but all IoT sensors,
leadership. We have some leadership.
So humanistic type things. So
Yes.
leadership,
Woman in STEM.
absolutely, right? So ESG, we have a full ESG track, right? So sustainability, this bringing sort of that the soft skills and humanistic side to lubrication reliability. But because we have all this, we've actually expanded LRVS to 3 days.
3 days.
So we're now September
21,
22, and 23.
Yeah.
Right.
Beautiful.
So that's a big, let's say, announcement that we're making, right? There's no correlation with the fact that on our first year we only had 1 day. On the second year we had 2 days. right? And then we're 3 days. We're not going to 4 days next year, just so you know. But
Well, you have to make it more exclusive on who can be included, and that,
yeah,
that's how you can kind of work around that. But it is a great way to show how you're growing and how much, content and interest there is to be a part of this, from the speaker perspective. I think it's wonderful. And that you also have the sponsors that are supporting you, having, those top names like Exxon, up there, as one of your supporters, I think is really a testament to how you build relationships and how you're seen in the industry, of course. So from my perspective, I just love seeing people come together, that.
right.
But tell me, like, because we started this during the pandemic, right? Bringing people together on digitally, or on virtually. Yes, virtually is the word.
Yeah.
And so does that make it easier to have a conference like this? I'm curious.
So in 2020, yeah, massively easy, right? So and this evolved. We pivoted just like most everybody else in the world, where we were running smaller, we call lubrication academies, right, around. And then when we tied in on purpose the reliability aspect of it, right? So not just the chemistry, the lubrication side of things. So we wanted to be inclusive of practical reliability type things. So we formulated Lubrication and Reliability Virtual Summit in 2020, right? So solely virtual. Last year was solely virtual, and now that around the world things are opening up, and people want that networking in person, right? Charlie, you and I met at Reliable Plant.
It was so great.
It was fantastic, right? So there is no replacement for that in person, right? And but at the same time, not everybody can access, facilities, conferences, and so this year, right? And we're very excited to announce this and launch this. Is we're going hybrid, right? So LRVS,
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me more.
So, and this was from the brilliant mind of Sonia. We're not doing the traditional hybrid where we rent out a conference room in one place and we just stream stuff from there to the virtual world, because these 80 speakers, experts, are all over the world, different time zones, and it just couldn't happen. So we're going to be setting up hubs throughout the world, right? LRVS hubs. So that's our hybrid model. And so we have sponsors who are opening up their doors. And whether it's 5 or 8, in a conference room, or 200 in one of their facilities where they can have all the tracks going. But providing a place for people to connect, network,
share information, come together, have all of that in-person experience, but they still get the LRVS stuff. So we're bringing everything together with LRVS hubs. We're gonna get our sponsors and whatnot to come together, open up their places, because people want to meet people again. Well, most people. So they want to do that. They want to be out in person. So we want to try and expand that to LRVS. And we're not just doing this in one location or one country. So this is going to be global. So look out for LRVS hubs. We have some places that will be in the Netherlands. We have a couple places in the US to be announced soon. Very soon.
I think we're from West Coast, Middle America, East Coast, right across over the pond, various countries in Europe, and then maybe even in Asia, right?
We're trying.
Yeah. So the amount of support that we got from the sponsors when we brought this up to them was amazing. It was instantaneous. Whatever, we're going to make it work. It adds so much value to the attendees that can participate, right? It's ones that are able to and want to have that in-person experience, but also have the, all the content available to them, whether it's on their devices or on a screen with other people.
And you're going to give them time too, right? So after kind of these 3 days, they'll still have access to this
They
content.
have an entire year. They
Yeah.
have lifetime access to the app with all of the recordings. So we know that you can't literally be in two different places at the same time. So we're there with you. We are totally there with you. We want you to be able to meet physically, but we want you to still get the value of LRVS. If you don't get it on that 3 days, you can go back in and watch over the recordings. Like it's there for you.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. I mean, one of my goals when I started my company was to connect, the global pump industry, and hearing this just makes me so happy that it's happening. And I'm just, lucky to be a part of it and get to talk to you today and share your message.
We're thrilled that you're
Yes,
part of it, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, meeting you in person, it was like I had, walked up onto a celebrity, right? And I would feel the same way for you, Sonia.
That's how I felt about you. It was like,
it's like, oh my gosh, we know each
wow.
other.
And you were off to your own you were in speaking engagement at a plant, right? And
that's right. And that's the thing when you talk about lubrication, and you'll be kind of diving into those details. But then when you talk about reliability, there's this human side that has to come into play, building culture and understanding. And I loved talking about that. And I think, all of our plants, all of our leaders out there need to understand that. And we're looking to build those leaders. And it sounds like you've got the right content, the right speakers involved to help do that.
There's a lot of alignment in our goals, right? In our culture, right? For what we want LRVS to be. So it is this independent, open to anybody type platform. And on purpose, we follow the ESG sort of mindset, right? So last year we had the Women in STEM panel. It was the most watched and engaged session of the whole conference, right? So we know that these are important to our audience as well, right? So we're
this
how
year
many?
we have 20% female speakers.
Okay,
that's worth a clap.
that's
wonderful.
so we did was I say we had a goal. We wanted to be 50-50.
We
right?
tried.
So, but we're getting there.
Getting there.
Hey, it takes steps and action, and that's how we get there, right? I think also talking about it, I loved how you said it's important, because I shared that on our post this morning with why I empower women. It's just, honestly, it's just because it's important, and you'll show that. You'll see how you will continue to get more women into this field, or even into the conference itself, because you are talking about the things that matter, and we pay attention to that, and we'll show up for that for sure.
That's awesome. So yeah, we want to do business, and we want to do good, right? So that's our very simple mantra, right? And this year we're partnering with Energy Superheroes.
Yes,
right?
And they have a children's book out about women in energy careers. So of course, we were thrilled to be supporting that. There's going to be a panel with the energy superheroes that have been featured in the book. So that's even more amazing. You get to hear these women talk in real life, and they're influencing the next generation.
I know. I mean, I can just see my daughter looking through that book and looking and seeing the actual person and being like, wow, it's real, I can be, depending on which one of these engineers, scientists, operators this is. It's really wonderful that you're including that. I also saw that you're including the plant a tree, basically. Tell me about that.
One Tree Planted is the organization. And so essentially any paying attendee, we will plant a tree in a region of the world in their choice.
Yes.
So when they actually go through the ticket purchase, they get to choose where they want a tree planted.
I mean, just it is epic. I still am. We're having epic later in November.
You can borrow the phrase, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So much there. I hope that people will take a look at the website. I'll put that, in the links or whatever, in the message with this video. But just before I let you leave, curious as far as your advice on what you would, if somebody's brand new, they're just hearing this, kind of in my audience and they want to get involved, what would you tell them to do?
If they want to get involved, I would say the first thing they need to do, check on the website. Look at the speakers that we're having, look at the courses that we're supporting, and find your way around the website and just take it in for a minute. Because we know it's a lot to take in. So navigate it a little bit, understand what we're doing. And once you've taken a look at what we have up there, I know you will be attending.
Right. So make that plan. Make that plan to attend what sessions you're gonna
and mark your sessions in the meantime, because it's very difficult for me to even earmark the sessions. I'm like, I want to attend all of them. I don't think I can get that much, but I want to attend all of them.
And it's so, and I would also say, don't feel like you have to get everything, because you can't get everything all at once. And we recognize that, right? So that's why it is lifetime access. So the platform's still there, and we can see the rates, the numbers, the metrics in terms of who's seeing what. And all throughout the year, people are coming back. And sometimes they're coming back, several times, right? So it's a great learning experience. And for those people that are like deep in the lubrication industry and they have like ICML certifications or STLE certifications, right? The CLS.
They can get recertification credits just for attending. So this helps them when they're recertifying, because you don't have to write the exam again. You just need to build up your credits and you will be recertified. So great way to get your recertification points by ICML or STLE certifications that you may have already. So
wonderful.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, so it's a way to level up, which we want to do and encourage everyone to do. And then there's also just bringing this industry together and connecting with each other. I know that interaction piece is there. Can you tell me a little bit about how people, I know now we have the hubs, so in person and virtual, but that like virtual experience as far as networking, what does that look like?
So there's the great part is there's ample opportunity to connect, right? So digitally right? So you'll fill out your profile, you meet somebody or you see somebody that you want to connect with, you can connect with them, right? Share. You could even do meetings you can video call, right? So it's all right there. You could share your LinkedIn page, your profile, all those type of things. The other aspect is we also have video rooms. So what, sponsored or topical video rooms that are open for anybody to pop in and meet and talk. So it's like meeting on the carpet floor of a proper, in-person event, right? And you get 10, 20 people in a room all talking, exchanging as if they're live, right?
Isn't that the exciting part? It's like when you go into a room and you're like, who is that? I want to get to know that person. And they're in our network. They're in this reliability space. They're in this lubrication space. So I can ask them a question, that's relevant to business in this space. So that's what I really like about events, is just like, okay, these are my people. What am I going to learn today? And
the beautiful part, right? And that's what we don't say, only in person is not good or only virtual is not good, right? So you may never physically meet these people. And there's no other way that you would ever meet them, virtually or not, right? So it really, we've seen these relationships, we've seen leaders come out of this, right? Like people who you see on LinkedIn, you see in other that were not a part of the community, that become part of the community because of this, and that's like just cool and exciting.
That's a lovely part about LRVS. I think one of the things that sets LRVS apart is that we're very open to collaboration. Like, it's free flowing. We want people to connect. We want people to meet each other. We want people to share ideas and share knowledge. Because that's what it's about when you really think about it. We're not, we can't do this, we can't do that. It's a
Yeah.
lubrication conference, so we're being very flexible here.
That's right. I love it. I love it. Well, I think y'all are great. I am jealous that I'm not in Trinidad with you, but it's on the list. It's on the list. And I love the people, love the culture, and I absolutely love what you two are doing to build our community up and offer this knowledge, basically. So thank you for sharing your knowledge. I thank you for being on our Knowledge Shared series. And I will make sure that everybody knows how to get in touch with you and the conference. Thanks again.
Thank you,
Thank
Charlie.
you.
Yeah.